Man, I love that music on a Friday night.
Of course.
Woo, I'm excited. Buckle up, you're tuned into the thrill ride that is Delmarva Sports Insider alongside a local legend, Trayvon Miles. I'm Ryan Eldridge.
That's right. Let's go, right?
Let's go.
Ryan, it's almost football season. As a matter of fact, the next time this show comes on, a preseason NFL football game will have been played. How good of a feeling is that?
It's amazing, and I love when they play that game at Canton when they can play it, because a few years ago I remember it got canceled. But it's exciting. It's just to see him out there in pads again.
Absolutely, man. It's nothing like it.
Starters don't play half the time, and nobody cares.
Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
You see that brown ball flying through you?
Exactly right.
Anyway, tonight we are talking about football to start. Baltimore Ravens, 47 ABC. They met at camp today. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, the guys were up bright and early, taking it all in to get all the sights and sounds. And when I say bright and early, I mean about 5 o'clock these guys met here. So I got to give kudos to our guys, Jeff Harris, Kenny Christopher, and our intern, Kobe Price, for the job they did. For more on what they saw, here is Jeff Harris, who, as I said, was one of the guys in Owings Mills earlier today.
The 2019 Baltimore Ravens are a completely revamped squad from a season ago. Led by second-year quarterback Lamar Jackson, the Ravens are looking to get back in the postseason for the second consecutive year. Take a look at some of the new young faces on this year's team. From rookies to veterans, the Ravens no doubt have an array of talented football players on this year's squad. But a lot of the attention this offseason has been focused on number 8, Lamar Jackson.
It was really just really fluid today and natural, and did a great job at the line, made a lot of easy throws, made a lot of throws seem easy. They're not easy throws, but he made them seem easy, and just really moved the offense really well.
Play calling, instead of telling my coach say to play over again, you know, having the clock run down, it's totally different this year. You know, we're moving the ball fast. A lot of execution going down, going through my motions. It's just going good so far.
But for Jackson, it's not just his coaches that are chirping in his ear. 6-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champ Earl Thomas is lending some advice as well.
My thing for him is I just don't want him to get caught up in, like, you got to be a pocket passer, you got to do this. No, Lamar, you be who you are, you be special. Like, if you got to take off, take off. Make the defense work. You know, when you make the defense tired like that, then the pass game open up, play action open up, the run game open up, everything opens up.
But set aside the offensive side of the ball for just a second. Thomas believes this Baltimore defense could be the real headline, ranking atop the NFL once the season officially gets underway.
We definitely have the potential to be the best, and it starts with attitude, which we already have. So now it's just getting the kinks out of everything and making sure we're on the same page. Communication, I go back to that because that's big for us.
But football isn't a one-man sport. It takes a team to win a game and an entire organization to win a Super Bowl. And a coach who knows a thing or two about getting championship results is certainly John Harbaugh.
Now they're going to put the pads on tomorrow, and they're going to be in the stadium, okay? What's that going to look like? It could be a little off, you know, but I talked to him, I said, let's not get all caught up in all that. Let's just keep it simple, keep it all football, get in our box, and do our job, and the field will still be the same length and the same width.
Coach was talking to us last night, you know, he was getting me pumped up, talking about the new revolution, changing and stuff like that. I felt like we was about to play Miami. I was pretty pumped. I'm thinking we're going to play today. I'm like, okay, Coach, yeah, I'm all in, you know. The whole team was all in, you know. Coach, he was saying some real stuff up there, so we just got to all join in together and just go out there and compete, have fun.
Now, you heard Earl Thomas talk about a revolution coming to Baltimore Ravens football this year, and you better believe that Lamar Jackson and head coach John Harbaugh are both very excited for Week 1 on September 8th against the Miami Dolphins. Reporting outside the Under Armour Performance Center in Owings Mills, I'm Jeff Harris, 47, ABC.
With the excitement he talked about Miami, I thought he was talking about the Hurricanes.
Yeah, we thought we were talking about the Louisville, Miami kind of thing going back home, but yes.
He is fired up. I guess Coach Harbaugh's doing some magic there. And, you know, they got a lot of new pieces this year.
Yes.
Said it's weird to see Earl Thomas in
that
purple.
was a great get, yes.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Mark Ingram, talking about that. I said, who's running back this year? Mark Ingram. He said,
I
know that guy.
Gus Edwards, yeah, exactly. But you know what, Ryan? All of this sits really squarely on the shoulders of Lamar Jackson. I mean, let's not get it confused. Yeah, 6 touchdowns through the air last year in 7 starts. You're going to have to probably quadruple that this year in 16 games through the air. You know what I mean? Just for people to respect it. He did have 5 rushing touchdowns, and we know he can do that. But the thing everyone wants to see and what you're really hoping for, I know, as a Lamar Jackson fan, is what can he do through the air? If he can get that job done throughout the air, and he did last year. He used his tight ends really well last year, towards the end of last year. But let's not get it confused. All these new pieces are great. but it solely falls on the shoulders of one Lamar Jackson.
Yep, and he should be getting more used to that playbook this year.
Yes.
Maybe get a little more creative.
Absolutely.
A little more time in the saddle.
And like Earl Thomas said, use your legs when you have to.
Yeah, run.
You know, a lot of people say he has to stay in the pocket. You don't have to stay in the pocket.
Nope.
Why?
I was going to say, there's a lot of great quarterbacks that didn't stay in the pocket.
As he said, he's a special player. Let him be special.
All right, really love that.
Yep.
Oh, boy, we're fired up. Also, can we talk some more football? Are you okay with that?
Why not?
The Atlanta Falcons. Why are we doing that? Well, Wesley College, Salisbury University, if you didn't know, they're pipelines to the ATL.
Yes, they are.
Boomtown. The Falcons are still led by Salisbury alum class of 1997, Dan Quinn.
DQ.
The former SU defensive lineman enters his 5th season at the helm of the Falcons, who made the Super Bowl back in 2016. They should have won that thing.
Yeah, he should have. 20-3.
On the roster. Oh, stop it. On the roster this year, number 73, playing left guard. On your screen at some point, I don't know, is he there, Trey?
He went past already.
Wesley alum, I'm talking too slow.
Can't miss him.
Matt Gano. Gano went undrafted 2 years ago, but found a home with the Falcons and will be competing for a starting spot on this year's team. In less than 10 days, yes. Quinn and Gano and the Falcons, Julio Jones, right?
Exactly.
Matt Ryan, they take the field for their first preseason game of the year, as Trey was saying, the NFL Hall of Fame game. Here's Quinn on one of the big keys for a big bounce-back 2019-2020 season.
Not everybody can be a great player, but every person on the team could be a great teammate. When the great player and the great teammate coincide, like multiplier effects take place, because that can be contagious of who he affects.
All right, so we got Wesley, we got Salisbury, and of course we got Del State bringing things a little more local. Delaware State linebacker Brian Cavalcante selected today as the 2019 MEAC Defensive Player of the Year in the preseason. Cavalcante was an all-MEAC first-team selection last year, where he finished 2nd in the league in total tackles with 89 and 3rd in tackles per game at 8.1. In addition, he was 2nd in the conference with tackles for loss with 17. Joining number 7 on the first team are fellow Hornets senior linebacker Jihad Newbuyer and senior offensive lineman Caden Crawford. Howard University quarterback Kalen Newton, does that name sound familiar?
It does.
He is the brother of Cam Newton. He was voted as the MEAC Offensive Preseason Player of the Year. Now, DSU will kick off their new season on August 29th at the University of Delaware. The Hornets' home opener in 2019, September 14th, against Lincoln University. Should be interesting.
Yeah, I know a little something about that school there, Lincoln University.
Yeah.
Chester County, PA.
Absolutely, that's your area.
I was going to say, not too far from where I grew up. Anyway, so I think we're done with the football galore, at least for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Take a break for a minute, or?
No. Well, what I just really wanted to say real quick, it's going to be really interesting how the Ravens play out for one.
Oh yeah, getting back to this.
As far as the Falcons go, a former goal, so you know Dan Quinn's going to get the job done. I'm not saying they're going to make the Super Bowl, but perhaps they have some big things and some expectations coming up. Julio Jones is in camp. Dan talked about that a little bit as well with his new contract. Cavalcante, huge expectations for him in Dover. Delaware State was picked to finish last in the preseason poll. So it's only up from there, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it. Now it's good. We're done with the A block now. When we come back, we're going to the Diamond as the Softball Little League World Series continues in Roxana. Keep it here. You're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.
My name's DeCameron McAfee. I play for the Stephen Decatur Seahawks. I'm an outside linebacker, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.